Welcome back to the channel, you guys. I can't believe it's the end of 2018 already. Oh my goodness. I say that because I do believe this will be my last video of the year. Oh my god, and as you can see by the title, it is an empties video. I feel like you guys really enjoyed my empties this year, and it was the first year that I actually was strict with it. I did a video every 2 months of my empty products. Please let me know if you want me to keep going, or if I should do it monthly, or stick with the 2-monthly schedule with that. Anyways, I feel like a lot has changed, a lot has happened in the year 2018. I moved back to Australia, which was probably the biggest thing, and I decided to kind of change my direction. Well, not really change my direction, but change things about my channel and kind of put more into my channel, and hopefully you guys have seen a difference. 2019 is a new year, and I hope it's even better, and just continue on this journey, I guess. So I hope you guys will come along with me. Let me know how your 2018 has been and what your goals are for the next year. But before I keep rambling on, let's just get on with the video. It is an empties. I don't have to explain what that is, but I have this lovely shoebox full of empties. Sorry, I'm a peasant. I have got quite a lot of sheet masks here, some hair products, skincare as always. So I think my empty is going to be slightly different here on out, just because I am back in Australia. So obviously I'm going to use products from here as well, even though I do mainly use my all-time favorite Asian skincare products and all of that. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's really hot. It's supposed to get up to like 37 degrees today. There is no aircon in this room, so it's getting hot. First is the Original Source Creamy Vanilla and Raspberry Body Wash. I actually used to use this like years ago when I did live in Australia, and I found it in like the supermarket for like $2, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get it, because it just smells like so freaking good. As the name suggests, it's vanilla and raspberry, so it smells absolutely amazing. It is 100% natural fragrance, which is great. They're not tested on animals, paraben free, and the bottle is 100% recyclable, and it is vegan, so that is a nice brand to go for. I believe it is made in the UK. Only thing is, because it is mainly a naturally sourced product, I feel like you need quite a lot of product for it to foam up. Although I was using like exfoliating gloves to wash my body, so I wasn't really using a loofah that would foam it up. I probably will still get it again just for the smell. It smells so good, but I do feel like you go through the product quite quickly just because it is quite loose, and I feel like it doesn't foam up that much. Next, I'm going to do hair products. First is the Natural Instinct Anti-Dandruff Shampoo. It's got tea tree and thyme in it, and it is supposed to soothe dry, itchy scalp with a sulfate-free system. As I had mentioned before, I never had dandruff in my life until the start of this year. Yeah, when I was in Japan. So it's already been a year, and honestly it has not fully gone away yet, which is very frustrating, but I have been trying a lot of products out. So this was one of the first shampoos I started using when I came back to Australia. I was going to try it because it is all natural ingredients, free from sulfates, parabens, and all the chemicals and all of that, so I did pick this one up. Unfortunately, I do not think it did much at all. It worked as a shampoo, it lathered nicely, but I did still have a itchy scalp, and my dandruff didn't seem to be going anywhere. It may have reduced very slightly, but it wasn't like completely gone or anything like that. Good thing about it is, again, it is vegan and it is not tested on animals, and it is pH balanced, so it's really good for your scalp and the skin on your scalp, but unfortunately it did not work for me pretty much whatsoever. Next is the Garnier Fructis Repairing Papaya Hair Food Hair Mask. Gonna be totally honest, I bought this because of the smell. It smelled so freaking good. They've got like a few different types. They had this one, which is papaya, they had like banana and stuff, and they all smelled so amazing. The banana one smelled the best, but this one was for damaged hair, whereas the banana one was just dry hair, and I do have very damaged hair, so I was like, okay, I'll go with this one, but it still smells absolutely amazing. It smells so good. I totally buy things just because of the smell. I don't know if you guys like that too, but it always gets me. If it smells good, I'm like, yeah, pretty much gonna buy it. Another reason why I did buy it was because it was 98% natural origin, no silicones, parabens, artificial colorants, but it is 96% a biodegradable formula, dermatologically tested, and it also has vegetable oils in it. So I was very happy with the way they formulated it and what it stood for, and then it smelled great. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go for it, and it was very, very affordable as well. And I love how on the packaging they have like all of the ingredients, and then next to it they actually like write in dumbed down, simple to understand for humans English. English, that sounds stupid. So it literally has like Cocos nucerifer oil equals coconut oil. So you really get to see all the ingredients and see how everything works. Apparently you can use it as a conditioner, a mask and a leave-in, although I basically just use it as a conditioner slash mask because I felt like leaving it as a leave-in I felt like would have been a little bit heavy, and I usually just stick to oils on dry hair. It is quite a loose kind of liquidy formula, so it's not a super thick paste like some hair masks. It absorbs very quickly into your hair, and it also untangles your hair really easily, which I appreciate because I do have really tangly hair, especially when it's all wet and I'm in the shower. Sometimes the more natural products don't do that as easy, but this one I felt like I could put it in and then I could like kind of comb my fingers through my hair quite easily, so I did appreciate that. My hair felt very nourished and very moisturized, but it wasn't like overly silky and smooth like some products. Quite understandable just because it is silicone free and all of that. So I really did quite like it long term. I don't know if it like repaired my damage a lot, but it definitely made my hair more nourished, feel softer and nicer. If it is on sale again, I would totally buy it, and I'll probably just buy the banana one for the smell. I really liked what they stand for, how it's like really natural, and the smell was just so good. I think here on out it's all like Asian beauty, so for those of you who are waiting for that, tune in. I did go through one of my Nivea Deep Moisture Honey Flavor lip balms. I did mention and like fully review this in my top 10 Japanese drugstore products, so if you do want to know a little bit more about that, I will leave it in the iCard and you can check it out there. But this is like my go-to. I love this lip balm. Best one ever for the price. Next is the 24/7 Mist Fixer from Apu. I bought this in Korea, and the reason why I bought it was such a fine mist, like so fine. I really did like the way it made my makeup look after I had applied it. So after I apply it, I just let it sit for like maybe like 30 seconds to a minute, and it just blends the makeup like to my skin. It makes it look more dewy. It looks like it sits better. It doesn't look cakey, although I went through the bottle so darn quick. Like, it is a small bottle and the mist is really fine, so you do use it like quite a bit, like maybe about that much. If they had a big bottle of it, I would probably totally buy it. The longevity, I do think it helps somewhat to keep your makeup on, but I wouldn't say it like is gonna make it just stick there forever. But I would definitely buy it again, and plus it was so affordable. I think it was like $5 or $6 or something for the bottle, so I would totally buy this again for sure. Next is the Nature Republic White Vita First Essence. I usually write down little notes of my empties so I don't forget it, because like it's over 2 months, so I usually write little notes of what the product was like, and I've literally written nothing about this because I feel like that's pretty much what it did, nothing. It is a essence, so it is the first thing you apply in your skincare routine. Used it for like a month or so, although granted my skin was really bad in the first couple months I was back in Australia. I believe it was purging. My skin was just breaking out all the time. The texture of it was weird. It's still not 100%, but it was so much worse when I first arrived and I was using this. I'm not saying it's because of this, but I felt like I wasn't seeing any effects of this product just because my skin was so bad that I felt like no matter what I put on, it like wasn't working. But the days whether I put this on or not, I did not find a difference. It's just a very watery liquid, and it does hydrate, but that's about it. It's just like an extra layer of toner, and I feel like I could have got that hydration from my toners or serums. That's all I got to say. I really don't think it did much for me, unfortunately. Next is the Etude House Moist Full Collagen Eye Cream. I believe I have mentioned this before in the past, but it has been a while, and when I saw it in Korea I was like, yeah, I might as well get it. I did like it still. It's very moisturizing, a very thick texture. Oh, that was really loud. It surprised me. So it's a very thick texture. You definitely need a little like spatula or something to get the product out, because it is very hard to get it out with your fingers. I did definitely need to warm it up a little bit on my fingers for it to glide, but I find it was very moisturizing, very thick and rich. Such a little product, went a long way. Like not even a pea size, probably like a third of a pea, like tiniest little amount. So it lasted me for months. August, September, October, November, December, maybe like 3 or 4 months it lasted me super long, but I would say it is only beneficial for moisture. Not that I have many wrinkles around my eyes yet, so I don't quite know, but I don't think it helps with darkness. I don't think my fine lines dissipated that much, but it is a great moisturizing eye cream, which I find at the moment is all I need, although I should probably start thinking about investing in something a little more anti-aging, because I do have very, like, when I smile I do get some lines here and like under here, so I feel like I should just, you know, be prepared for it. Next is this cute little bottle. It is Harbour Pure Roots Squalane Oil. So Harbour is apparently a brand that's been around for like decades, and my mum either had tried it when she was younger or like was wanting to try it when she was younger. I got totally hooked in by their ad online, like not online, like on the app line, because they had like this like trial set for blah blah blah, and I got sucked in. I started reading it and I was just like, oh cool, this seems really interesting. And I did buy a couple of products, including their super famous squalane oil. So this is basically like what gives Harbour its name. So squalane is something that is naturally found in our bodies already, but it does start to like lessen, I don't know what the word is, but get less and less as you get older. So it's the same as like collagen and that. You already naturally have it in your skin, but as you age it does start to decrease the levels in your skin. So they say it's really good for people with sensitive skin, just because it blends well with our skin. It's already in our skin. The way you use this particular product is when you apply toner, and while your hands and face are still slightly damp from your toner or lotion, you literally drop 1 drop of this oil, warm it up slightly in your hands, and then pat it into your skin. And they say that is enough. Like, you don't need cream, you don't need emulsion. They say that's supposed to be enough moisture to your skin, which I think it's crazy, but it's awesome. Like, if this little guy does the work, and this little bottle lasts you 3 months because you only use 1 drop. I thought it was a really cool idea, and at the time it was summer in Japan, so I was leaning more towards lesser products in my skincare routine because Japan has really humid summers. So I got this and I started using it, and honestly the first 2 weeks were great. It definitely was enough moisture for me. All I did was literally like wash my face, toner, this, and that was it at night. Like, that's all I did. So it was great, it was quick. Although after 2 weeks I felt like it just didn't work with my skin type. Maybe it's my age and I didn't even need this much oil. It's supposed to like minimize your pores, but it felt like it was enlarging my pores. It felt like my skin was getting uneven, getting bumpy. It wasn't a smooth texture. It was just like a little too much for my skin to handle. So I only used it for a couple of weeks and then I kind of put it aside, but I brought it back for my mum to use, and she has been absolutely loving it. She's in her 50s, so obviously she has quite dry skin, and it is really dry in Australia, like especially in winter when I came back. And she actually got my grandma in Japan to order her 2nd bottle because she got through it, she really liked it, and she's going through her 2nd bottle now. So I would say if you do have dry to extremely dry skin and a little bit older skin, you'll probably really like this. She does follow it up with a cream just because she does have quite extremely dry skin. Also, she has extremely sensitive skin. Like 9 out of 10 products she tries out, she usually feels like itchiness or tingliness in her skin, and this has been working fine for her. She hasn't had any reaction to it. It is 99.9% pure squalane oil, and since it is already something that's in our skin, I feel like it works for a lot of people who do have quite hypersensitive skin. So if you do have sensitive skin and dry skin, totally recommend the Harbour Squalane Oil. But unfortunately, maybe someone younger or not as dry skin or in humid weather, it might not be the best. I forgot to mention at the start, but my look was kind of going for something New Year's Eve. Do you guys like my look? I did like a sparkly cut crease, which I suck at cut creases. I think this may be my 2nd or 3rd time trying a cut crease and my 1st time trying a glitter one. So what do you think? Leave your comments below on what you think. Now we're gonna do sheet masks, which I have quite a bit. First is the Senka Perfect Silky Mask. Most of you probably already know, but I did do a full comparison review of this mask with the Hada Rubber one. So if you haven't seen that already, again, I will leave it in the iCard for you guys to check out, but I did a full review on this on a different video, and then I did actually use it up. The Etude House Hyaluronic Acid sheet mask, which was actually one I got as a sample when I was in Etude House. when I was in Korea. It is a regular line that they carry. First things first, it did have plenty of product in this guy. The cloth was extremely thin, and it does say on the packaging that it is 0.2 millimeters thick, so it's extremely thin mask. And because it was thin, it did adhere to my skin very well. Like, it stuck really well, although there was no cuts whatsoever in the mask, like around it, so it was quite hard to fit it properly to my skin. So unfortunately it kind of just had to like fold and fit, and usually the Asian sheet masks are slightly large on my skin, so it would have been helpful if there were a few cuts on it. It was quite a clear watery formula, but there was definitely enough for me to apply onto my neck as well. It is part of their 7 free system, which I have to Google that. It is free from 7 things, which I can't quite remember what those things are. They're called 0.2 Therapy Air Mask. 7 free essence. It is free from imidazolildinourea, I don't know what that is, polycrymine, mineral oil, silicone oil, pigment, fragrance. So basically it's like free from 7 of those like harmful earwear things that can be in products. Water purified through our 6-step filtration system, passed the sensitive panel test, natural scents, remarkable air penetration, and they have 3 different types, like 3 levels of moisture in this 0.2 airy range. There's the moist water type, the ampoule, I can't say that word, ampoule type, and the emulsion type. And this is the ampoule type, so it is like mild moisturization to your skin. Sorry, I was reading off my phone that whole time. So that's all like the text, that's the word, that's all the specs. That's all the specs of this mask. It did feel hydrating, but not overly hydrating. I quickly massaged it on my face after I took it off, and then it absorbed extremely quickly. That surprised me almost, like really quick, but it did not leave much of a dewiness to the skin, much stickiness, or much moisturization to the skin. So it felt hydrating enough initially, although as soon as I took it off and as soon as it absorbed, it kind of felt like less than if I were to put like 3 or 4 layers of my toner. For me, that's not enough from a sheet mask. Like, you do a sheet mask to get more benefits that you don't get out of your regular skincare. Next are some freebies I received as well. They're from Wishtrend. One of them is their brand by Wishtrend, and one of them is their brand Klairs. So I did try out 2 of their products that they sent to me when I purchased something one time. So first I'll talk about the Klairs. Really? I live like right by a highway, so it's like all the time.
One eternity later.
Oh my golly. Alrighty, let's get back to it. So first I'm going to talk about the Klairs Midnight Blue Calming Sheet Mask, which I was very excited to receive. I have not tried any of their Midnight Blue range. I really want to try their serum. I need to go buy it. But it's supposed to have pore care, cooling effects, and it is a bamboo charcoal sheet. The sheet itself is black. It is a charcoal sheet. It does say on the packaging that another thing that helps with pore purifying is the white willow bark in it, which gently exfoliates and clears excess sebum in the pores, erythritol that serve as a cooling agent, and the soft sheet allows for long-lasting hydration. So I absolutely loved the application of this mask. So it actually came in 2 parts, not 1 sheet. So you applied like 1 part first and then the bottom next. So it fitted the face very well. It had many cuts in it, so you really could adjust it to your face perfectly. And there was absolutely more than enough formula in the actual product. I had lots left over and I like squeezed it out, applied it on top of my mask and applied it onto my neck and everything. There was so much product, which was great. The formula did feel slightly slimy, although as soon as it like hit my skin, it felt like it turned into a more water-like formula and it absorbed quite quickly into the skin. So I really did like the way it felt and the way it hydrated my skin as well. And after I took it off, I really did like the way my skin felt. It felt hydrated but not sticky at all, but I didn't feel like it was like super cooling and calming to the skin. But I feel like it's one of those sheet masks that if you used it more regularly, it would be more beneficial. And I honestly did like definitely want to try more of it. Like 1 mask wasn't enough. I did want to definitely purchase again and try it a bit more frequently. So definitely a thumbs up from me. And then the other one by by Wishtrend is the Hours Long Moisturizing Gauze Sheet Mask. This was like crazy. Like, this was super interesting. First things first, we'll talk about the packaging. It is a peel package, and it like sits in there like that, which I thought was really cool, instead of like having to tear it and then it doesn't come off and then you're pulling out of it and it's a little mess. And then the mask itself was super interesting, like cloth. It's almost, it like wasn't a cloth. It was so weird. They say it is a new material which allows it to kind of contain the moisture for a really long time. It was like jelly. Like, it didn't really feel like a cloth. It was like jelly, and when you like pulled at it, basically like it would fall apart. Like, it would tear very, very easily. Not really a cloth, but a cloth. But I really liked it. It felt amazing on the skin. It was quite thick. Like, the actual sheet was thick, but really like translucent and almost jelly-like thing. I guess like that's the gauze. Like, it was like gauze but a thin version. Again, it was in 2 parts like the Klairs one. You could apply the parts separately, so it did fit really well to your skin. The sheet mask also has really, really great key ingredients. So it has it all on the packaging. Glutathione, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce things. Shite. Natural antioxidant that we actually have in our skin. It's got niacinamide, which we know helps like unclog pores and the binding and help sebum production and all of that. We also have adenosine, which is soothing, and it also is kind of like an anti-aging ingredient. It helps smooth out your skin, and as well as wrinkles and all of that. And then it also has panthenol, which is a great humectant and allows for the moisture to really penetrate into the deeper layers of your skin. So the key ingredients they've used are really, really great. So I was super keen to try it out. It actually does say to leave it from 15 to 40 minutes, which is definitely one of the longest masks I have ever tried. I did pretty much leave it on for the full 40 minutes because I did want the full benefits of the mask, of course. My skin did feel great afterwards. It was not sticky at all. It looked smoother, and then my skin was definitely soothed more. And then the next day I actually saw really great results. Like, not all the time do I find all sheet masks reflect into the next day, and when they do, I feel like it is a good sheet mask. So the next day I felt like my skin was definitely brighter looking and then smoother looking. Like, I felt like the texture of my skin just looked smoother. Like, my pores looked smoother, bumpiness, like it was all very blurred and smoothed out. So I loved this. We'll probably definitely purchase it again when I'm buying a bunch of things from Wishtrend, but I will leave all the links below. The good thing about Wishtrend is that they do ship internationally, so if you guys do want to get your hands on these, you definitely can. And finally, I'm going to review some Innisfree masks. I do have 4 here, and I'm still in the process of using some more. These were kindly gifted to me from a subscriber. I do believe they've changed the packaging now, I think, but she gave me like a one of every single flavor, so thank you so much, Mara. Taking my time going through them, but these were the 4 that I had recently tried out. Overall, with all of them, I do find it does have plenty of product in it, and then they do have like just one cut in the side. And now I'm going to talk about them separately because I do feel like all of them definitely do feel different and do different things to your skin. The first one I tried was the lime mask. This one was extremely dewy, like very, very moisturizing, even though on the packaging it says it's to make the skin look brighter and clear. So it doesn't really say it's like a deeply moisturizing one, but I found it was very dewy, almost to the point where it was too dewy that it wasn't absorbing into my skin. Like, after I took it off, my face was super shiny, super dewy, and I obviously like patted it in and then was waiting for it to dry, but it took a really, really long time. Like, it was not absorbing very quickly, so I was kind of like, and it did definitely feel quite sticky on my skin, so it wasn't my favorite feel after I took it off. And the smell, like, at first it was a nice citrus smell. I was like, yeah, it smells nice, but after a while I felt like it was kind of like yeah, it reminded me a little bit of like a nice smelling toilet, you know. Next, I tried the acai berry one. I felt like the material was slightly thicker. It might have just been me, but I felt like the material was thicker, but it also might have been because of the formula. The formula was a thicker, creamier, kind of milky formula, so it actually had like a milky color to it. It was like purple like lavendery. Yeah, anyway, it was a nice, really nice color. It was a really nice fragrance too. It was very sweet, soft, comforting, nice smell. The formula was quite slippery and slimy while applying it, and even after removal it did feel kind of like slimy, but it actually did absorb quite quickly and it did not leave my skin feeling sticky afterwards, which was great. The moisture and dewiness did last quite a long time afterwards. I used it like early afternoon, and even like 3 or 4 hours later when I was going to bed, I felt like it was still dewy and moisturized. So I did definitely like this one. Next is the Bija or Biwa. I think they're called Biwa in Japanese, so I'm gonna go with Biwa. So this one's supposed to be for skin problems, so I believe it's like for acne prone, breakout prone skin. It smelled interesting. It didn't smell like bad, but it didn't smell great necessarily. It had enough moisture, didn't feel sticky afterwards, but I definitely didn't think it was anything special. Put it on, cool. Oh yeah, a little bit of moisture. Next day, not really a big difference. Didn't have much of an impression on me, that one. The last one I tried was the strawberry one, which it smelled like strawberries, which was great, but it was kind of like alcoholic slightly. Obviously the alcohol in the product. So if you like strawberry daiquiris, like I guess this like what it smells like. I really did like it though. It was really moisturizing and dewy and left my skin feeling great and moisturized throughout the night, and then the next day I feel like my skin looked really good, and I felt like my makeup sat on my skin really well the day after. Looked really flawless, and I hadn't done anything different in my skincare routine except this, so I believe it was this, but I felt like my skin was just smoother, more moisturized, and everything just like glided on better and just looked more flawless on my skin. So this was definitely a good one too. So out of the ones I have tried so far, I would say the acai berry and the strawberry ones are my 2 faves as of yet. I love how affordable the Innisfree ones are. Obviously I wouldn't say they're like top-notch quality, but for what you're paying for, it's a great cheap mask. So definitely try those out if you haven't already. But anyways, that is all you guys. I think this video was definitely quite long, so I do apologize for that. I really hope you guys have an amazing rest of 2018. I'm sure there's not long to it, and best wishes for the new year for 2019. I'm definitely hoping to produce more products more frequently. Not products, what the hell am I saying? No, I am definitely hoping to put up more videos in the coming year. Please do leave any suggestions or anything you want to see from me in the comments below, and I will make sure that I will get around to it at some point if I can. I do have quite a long list of videos that I'm intending to do and have lots of ideas for things to come. Saying that, happy wonderful new year you guys, and I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for your support. You guys are the reason why I keep doing this, even though I'm not where I want to be, but I believe I can get there because of you guys. So thank you for sticking around so much, and I will see you guys in the new year, I guess. Oh my goodness. Stay safe over the new year, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.